Good morning. And part of the reason why we got to get going is because I already talked to you about, hey, I talked to you already before school ended that we didn't quite get through the end of chapter 8. So we're going to come back and have one more section. And then we're going to review chapter 8 and have a test on chapter 8. So I have a lot to do. All right, I have a lot to do. All right, because I have to review the trigonometry, which, isn't that bad. All right. Today is some word problems on trigonometry that I'll be able to refresh everything. You definitely need your calculator. All right. We're definitely going to use that a lot today, but here's what we got, guys. Section 8.5. And then we have Chapter 8 review. Chapter 8 review on Wednesday and Thursday. And then our Chapter 8 test will be on Friday, which leaves us, I think, 3 chapters to go, because I think I don't do one of the last 4 chapters. All right, it has to do with rotations and stuff, so we don't really do that. But again, we have a lot. All right, and I need you to pay attention, and I need you to ask me a question immediately when you're not understanding something. All right. Now the reason why today is good is because it's reviewing the trig, and then tomorrow we will review the right triangles. Although this chapter I figure is pretty easy just to review you. It has to do with the Pythagorean theorem, which was pretty easy. Then it was the special right triangles. All right, the 30, 60, 90, the 45, 45, 90. All right, and then it went over some triangles that were proportional. So it shouldn't be that bad. All right, but please speak up now. All right, everybody pull out that section or that worksheet. Which should be here we go. All right, angles of elevation and angles of depression. All right, how you measure angles based on if you're looking up or if you're looking down. All right, so give me your attention up here and I'll show you how simple it is. All right, and then I'll tell you where people make their mistake. All right, so here is where you are. Here is where you are. And you're looking at the top of a tree, and you want to measure the tree, or you want to measure the angle. All right. This angle right here is referred to as the angle of elevation, because you're creating the angle looking up. All right. Now, the thing that everybody makes a mistake on is the angle of depression. All right, because most people think that this angle right here would be the angle of depression. All right, please pay attention so you don't make a mistake. It's possible to miss every single one. Your angle of depression is not the inside angle of the triangle. That's where most people make the mistake. The angle of depression is the angle that's created. So if you're standing on top of the mountain here, and you're looking down, let's say, at the boat in the water or something, the angle of depression is the angle that is created with the horizon. All right, is everybody saying that? And what do we say? We say the angle of elevation is always equal to the angle of depression. And the reason that's true is because they are what? Alternate interior angles. That is exactly correct. So if I could say anything to you right now, everything is easy on this worksheet if you understand what they mean by angle of elevation and angle of depression. All right? So when somebody tells me the angle of depression, I draw the triangle and just use, instead of drawing the angle of depression, I go ahead and draw the what? Angle of elevation. And that way I'm not confused with what angle that we're discussing. Is everybody with me on this? All right. So now that you understand that, let's see if we can answer these couple questions. All right, number one. All right, it says, the angle of elevation from point A to the top of the hill is 49 degrees. If point A is 400 feet from the base of the hill, how tall is the hill? So here's what we're looking at right here. Come on now, like I said, the more you review today, the easier test is going to be on Friday. So now, does anybody recall, we have to circle the three things that we know. And in relationship to 49, the question mark is what? Anybody remember? Opposite. Thank you. And the 400 is the what? The adjacent. Okay, so I'm feeling good. All right, so now, what trig function is involved? Tangent. Thank you very much, for those of you guys who remember. So it is the tangent of what? Tangent of 49, thank you, is equal to what? Come on. X over 400, thank you very much. Good job. So X over 400. So we good with this? And so now, X is equal to 400 tangent 49. And so somebody do that on the calculator and tell me that. How much? I didn't hear you. 400, 460 point, and again, I don't really care about the rounding part. But usually it's to 2 decimal places. So 460 point, say it again. Yeah, about 460.15 feet. Make sure you put the units down. Now, what I'm trying to get you guys to do is tell me if you're not sure about how we did that, speak up now. I want you to type in on your calculator 400 tangent 49. That's how we did that. Good. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? All right, let's read the next one. So here we are. Now we're trying to figure out what this angle measure is right here. All right, we're trying to figure out what the angle measure is. So again, the three things involved. So 12.5 for that angle is the what? Opposite, and the 18 is the what? All right, so what trig function? So now we're doing the tangent of x. You're right. But in a minute, let's just write the equation. Tangent of x is equal to what? 12.5 over 18. Now, how do you undo the tangent? Inverse tangent. All right? So you would say x is equal to the inverse tangent of 12.5 over 18. Now remember, inverse tangent means what angle? That's what we're finding. What angle has a tangent of 12.5 over 18? And what angle is that? Yep. About 34.8 degrees. Is everybody okay with that? 34.8 degrees? I think that's pretty good. All right, is it coming back now? Everybody's... All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right. Now, does everybody see they're just looking for the angle of compression, correct? But instead of doing that, I just go ahead and come over here and put X right there. Are you with me? Much easier, in my opinion. So now, what's the 208? Opposite, and the 1,000 is the what? Hypotenuse. So what trig function? Very good. Sine.
Oh my God, why do I keep doing that?
Sine of x is equal to what? Tell me. 208 over 1,000. So x is equal to inverse sine of 208 over 1,000, which is how much?
About 12 degrees. Yes, ma'am.
Why don't some of them do regular sign and some of them you do inverse?
If you're looking for the angle, that's when you do inverse sine, inverse cosine, or inverse tangent. When you are looking for the angle, that's when you're doing inverse sine, inverse cosine, inverse tangent. You hear me now? All right, if you're looking for a side, again, it's where your variable is located that's the answer to that question. All right, let's move on. All right, so here we go. I'm on question number 4. So what do I have here on question number 4? If this is 19 degrees, please pay attention. Where am I putting the 19 degrees? Angle of elevation. Thank you very much. That is in fact 19 degrees there. So now what's the 120? Opposite. What's the question mark? So what trig function? Tangent of 19 equals 120 over x. Now please look up on the board, because this is how your brain should work. This goes over here. This goes down here. X is 120 divided by the tangent of 19. Everybody see that? All right, I'll go slower for you. Ready? I'm going to put it the way it was.
No, it's from the very beginning.
This is the very beginning. Well, are you having trouble setting up tangent of 19 or not?
Oh, you're also
Are you good now? Now, did everybody send one? You can make that a proportion if you want, but we're smart, so I'm expecting you to be able to solve for x by moving the x over because you're multiplying, and then you're going to do what? Divide. Does everybody agree with that? So now tell me what 120 divided by the tangent of 19 is. 348.5 what? 348.5 what? Feet. Thank you. Or 1 feet. All right. Now, again, today was strictly a review of the trig stuff. And if you're kind of like, well, you know, it's all coming back, that's exactly where we're at. Nothing hard about it. You have to know the definition of sine, cosine, and tangent. You might need me to review anything more about the sine, cosine, and tangent. All right, so now, a little bit harder now. Please look up. All right, 1 and 2 are the hard ones. All right, there's always one on the test that always is very similar to this. Now, this is kind of like a system of equations. All right, first of all, it says, Sarah stands on the ground and sights the top of a steep cliff at 60-degree angle. She then steps back 50 meters and sights the top of the steep cliff at a 30-degree angle. If Sarah is 1.8 meters tall, how tall is the cliff? All right, so essentially, I'm trying to figure out what x is, and then what do I do? And then add 1.8. Everybody okay with that? All right. So this right here is 1.8, and I'm simply trying to find this length right here. That's what I'm trying to find. This is what I'm trying to find right here. All right. Now, why is it difficult? The reason it's difficult is because it's kind of like a system of equations. All right, so please look up and see if you understand what I'm saying. All right. Right now, I'm going to just use the 60 degrees. So what's the relationship between 60, x, and y? Okay, so how would I write that? Beautiful. Tangent of 60 is equal to x over y. All right, and again, to me, it's not really that hard, but kids find this really hard for some reason. I don't know why. Now I'm looking at, with respect to this angle, please. Somebody write the relationship for that angle. Wait a minute. Tangent of 30 equals what? Say it again. X over 50 plus y. Does everybody agree with that? Come on now. I don't think that was that hard. Everybody good with that? And like I said, this is as hard as it gets. So if you can do this, then you're good with the trig for the most part. All right, any questions? All right, now what I want you to do is everybody comfortable if I write this down? If you're lost, tell me. X is equal to y tangent 60. I have a problem with that. Because all I did was I looked at this equation up here, and I just isolated the what? X. Now, wherever I see an X, I can put what? Y tangent 60. So now, please, see if you agree. Tangent of 30 is equal to y tangent 60 over 50 plus y. Anybody have a problem with that? Come on, please pay attention. Like I said, it's not really that hard, especially if you're good at the algebra. Now, do you agree this? Tangent 30 times 50 plus y is equal to y tangent 60. Anybody have any issues with that? Anybody have any issues? All right. Now I'm going to distribute the tangent of 30. So I need everybody to type on their calculator tangent 30. Tell me what it is. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up here. Point what? Is it 0.580 or something?
No, 577.
Okay, so now here's where you're going to be smart. Listen, I need the exact answer, right? So you're going to use that exact answer on your calculator. All right, but we're going to round on my paper. Does everybody hear me? All right, use your calculator to store that. All right, so what do I mean? So I want you to take the answer that's on your calculator and multiply it by 50. 28 point. Now, in math, 3 decimal places is accurate. 867. Now, am I really going to argue with you if 8.7 or 8.8? No, but that's why I don't want you to round up front. So is it, I want to be accurate right now. Is it 0.867 or 0.868? 0.868. So here we go. 0.868 plus to 3 decimal places, point what? 0.577y. 0.577y. What? I looked at my calculator.
Oh.
Right? I'm distributing 0.577 equals. Now, what's the tangent of 60 to 3 decimal places? 1.732y. Did we agree with that? Now, if you want to be real accurate, I can take my answer and subtract, hit minus, and then go back to where this 0.577 on your calculator was exactly that number. Does it really matter, though? No, because 3 decimal places would provide the same answer. So if I subtract, what's that give me? 1.15, 4 or 5, I don't really care. right? It doesn't matter, depending on which number you used. Equals 28.868. So what does y, or what is y approximately?
25.00001.
So we say pretty close to 25, right?
Yeah.
See how accurate? I think they wanted the answer to be 25. Depending on how you rounded, depends on how close you got to 25. Is everybody okay with that? So did we agree that y is around 25, right? Do we care what y is, though? We want what? We want what? X. So what is x? If you're following your notes, that's what x is. So you just do the answer times tangent of 60. And then what do you have to do to the final answer? Plus 1.5. Yes. So that answer is 40 what? 0.101 approximately meters. All right. Now again, I didn't do the final step with you, so I want to make sure you're hearing me. Right? X was equal to whatever the y was, which was 25 times tangent of 60. Is everybody happy with that? But we had to account for the height of the person, which is what? 1.5. So I added 1.5 to the final. Yeah, thank you, 1.8. So is everybody comfortable with that answer being what? About 45.1.
Yes.
Anybody have any issues? Listen, if you understand that, it's really simple. And I do think it's really simple. Really, really simple. All right. So now we're going to do one more, just to make sure you understand that. Then once we're done with that, I'll just let you do the problems. All right, here we go. For this problem right here. Help me out, guys. The first equation is going to be what? Tangent of 36. Tangent of 36 is equal to x over y. Now, again, those of you guys who are not involved, get involved now. This is the same exact problem, just different numbers. I don't even have to read the problem. All right, does anybody have any questions with tangent of 36 is equal to x over y? So that's the first triangle. Now the second triangle. Someone speak up. Tangent of 25 is equal to x over, now you can put 10 plus y, but y plus 10 is probably better. It doesn't matter. Everybody agreeing? Everybody's agreed? Okay, so now this equation, to me, this was just logical. Y tangent 36 is equal to what? X. Right? Now, down here, do you agree I could write this as tangent of 25 y plus 10 equals x also? Everybody see that? It's the same thing. Now they both equal x, right? So they have to equal what? They have to equal each other. So y tangent 36 equals, now we're going to distribute tangent 25. So do tangent 25 on your calculator. And we're going to round to 3 decimal places. 466 plus, and then if I multiply that by 10, 4.663. Remember, try to keep the numbers from the calculator. So go ahead, speak up.
So I wasn't here.
Well, we're fully aware of that.
Yeah.
So tell me what.
How exactly do you do the channel calculator?
Just 10.
It's just
Yeah. We reviewed that earlier, so it's okay. Just stop, and let me help you. Okay, so that makes sense now, right? Okay. So now, here's where we have that equation, right? Now I need you to do tangent of 36 to 3 decimal places.
0.727.
Point-
0.727.
0.727y is equal to 0.466y plus 4.663. Everybody's agreeing? Yeah.
Okay, so for the tangent, why is it 4.663? What'd you multiply by 10? Where'd you do that?
When I distributed this right here, buddy.
Oh, you should okay.
You agreed now, right? Okay. So now, do the subtraction. Can somebody tell me what that is? 0.260y is equal to 4.663. So somebody tell me y is about what? $17.934. Beautiful. Somebody okay with that? Roughly? Hey, somebody, you guys, some of you aren't with me, I can tell. If you're having trouble with 17.934, speak up now. Anybody have any objections? Go tell me. Because it could be wrong, because I'm not doing it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're not giving me good information, we're not going to have a good answer.
I just was wondering how you got 4.466. Did you go tan 25?
Yes, we did. Do that on your calculator. Make sure that's the same. That's what I'm saying.
I did tan 25.
Okay, so go to mode. You're not in the right mode then. Mode, you should be in degrees, not radians. Is your calculator in the right mode?
No, sir.
Okay, that's why. All right. Anybody have any issues? Anybody having issues? And so y is 17.934. Do you agree? Again, we're not interested in y, we're interested in what? So x, this is what x is. That's the easiest one. So take your answer and multiply it by tangent of 36. And then what do I need to do?
Add 6.
Add 6. So the height is going to be how much?
19.031.
About 19.031 feet, somebody said. I'm not saying that's correct
I
now.
got 19.02.
Perfect.
I got 02.
I'm okay with that.
Oh,
So we know.
We're not adding anything to the y. Now look what y is, guys. And this is what I keep trying to tell you. You got to understand what you've just found. Y is this guy right there. I don't care about that, right? I need the x value. And so the x value is the y value times tangent of 36. And then we have to do what? Add 6.
yeah, I got 19.02.
All right? Come on now, honestly, that's as hard as I can make it on you guys. That's hard. There's going to be one question on the exam, just like that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
So it's should be like tan 25 times y plus 10 is equal to tan 36.
You're exactly correct. Y tangent 36. You with me? And that's and again, I'm just double checking you. That's this guy right here. Do you agree? You with me now, right? And now it's just the algebra. And what I guess I'm trying to tell you guys is look right here. Look up, please, for one just quick second. Just make sure you're hearing me. Does everybody understand tangent of 36 is just a number, right? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. All right? So when somebody says y times the tangent of 36, you just type in on your calculator tangent of 36. If you're trying to find an angle, that's when you're doing inverse sine, inverse cosine, or inverse tangent. But we're not trying to find an angle. We're trying to find a side. All right? Everybody feel pretty good about that? All right, let me look at if there's anything difficult. Nothing is difficult. All right, so your job is to do the next page, 1 through 8. Try 1 through 8. All right, I'm going to post the solutions now, guys. I'm going to post the solutions. all right, for this worksheet, I want you to double check. When you come in here tomorrow, we really shouldn't have a problem. All right, we shouldn't have a problem. Now, also, again, so I feel really good about today. I feel like everything came back. So I'm not worried now about what's coming up. All right, the review will be posted tomorrow. You'll see Pythagorean theorem. There's some proportions, and then there's the trig. All right, very simple. All right. The other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to call you to my desk, and I'll tell you what your 9 weeks grade is, and then I'll tell you what your semester grade is. All right, easy enough.